Ever wondered what you can learn about yourself after traveling solo, individually, alone, to a place that is totally foreign to you? Now, so basically, I went for an 11-day trip to the land of the rising sun, which is Japan, alone. So I figured that it was definitely a soul-searching journey in which where I learned a lot about myself, and now I am here to share some of it with you guys. So hi, my name is Anis and welcome to my channel. This is the Babble and Journal, in which where I come here, I journal while I'll talk about some philosophical life things that my puny brain managed to grasp. So welcome. I have my setup over here. Let me just show you. I have colored pencils and I have my journal. This journal is basically the Muji notebook, and if you take a look at this is the recent Japan page that I did. It is very beautiful. I love the layout of this, but for this round I might not do a journal as this detailed because I kind of don't have the time and focus for it. So I might just continue off the list that I was writing, and it is actually, this is also another Japan journal that I kind of did on a whim, and this folds upwards. Ta-da! And right now I'm just gonna continue the one that I did over here. This has zombie hands, Zom 100 inspired, being the anime fan I am. It says the 100 things that I want to do before I turn into a zombie. So yeah, I tell you some of the things that I learned about myself. I realized that when I was vlogging alone in Japan, not only I was speaking louder, but I was also recording myself much more, so that actually the videos end up getting longer. And when I realized, why does that happen? Because in Malaysia, it is so hard for me to pick up the camera and record something about myself, right? And then I realized that in Japan, I became so much more confident because I realized, people do not understand what I'm saying, or that people are just not looking at me. So by the end of the day, it's easy for me to just conclude that people don't care. Literally, no one cares. Just do whatever you want, because if you just keep it in your head, the mindset of, people are staring at me, or like, this person is actually judging me silently. Girl, you're not that special. I don't know how to tell you otherwise. We're not royalty, and that's okay. So that is actually a bonus point for us, so that we can actually make mistakes in real life. And if you were to even vlog and walk around talking to yourself, recording your outfits or laughing with your friends, it might just be someone else's highlight. People might just notice you for a bit and then remember you maximum for another half an hour, or maybe like the next day for another 5 minutes, and that's about it. No one will gonna care about you other than out of that context. I don't know how to say it, but this marks the end of my Japan trip. Update, I actually went to the airport already, about to go back, but I came back to the hotel, which is like an hour away, just because I left this GoPro at the place and I was really stressed out. But at least I got the GoPro back. So goodbye Tokyo for good. All I can say is I am an anxious person in general. I get anxious really easily. It stresses me out, so it's okay. Anxiousness is a normal human behavior. Even a person like me who talks in front of the camera can get anxious really quickly, really easily. And it was really stressful. Imagine going to the end of the city to go to the airport, and then having to go back to the middle and to the outskirts of the city again just to take this camera that I left accidentally. Yeah, it's not fun, man. So I'm just gonna talk to the camera because I got it back. I'm happy. But one thing you need to know is that because I'm wearing my hijab, and literally if you wear a hijab here, you're like a very rare minority. People literally stare at you as if you owe them something. So that's one thing for you to know. This was the map that I had to go through. I was here at the airport and I need to go to the middle of the city, and then I need to go to the outskirts, which is where my hostel is located. It was so stressful, oh my god. At the end of the day, no one cares. Everyone has their own worries. Everyone is thinking about something constantly in their brain, and your action of doing something odd in real life might just be a little bit of a distraction for them, just for a little bit. They might care for a little bit, and then they just don't care about it anymore. Like literally, it's very hard to stay relevant that long in the head of a stranger. So yeah. The next on the list is that I realized that the biggest setbacks that I have in life, especially when it comes to me having to like go through a lot of things all at once, is if I dwell into a problem too much. Like if I stumble across like a hurdle, if I overthink about it too much, it kind of becomes something that I'm unnecessarily anxious about. One quote I love is that if you're worrying about something in the future, it's just you're prolonging the pain. You know, why would you do that consciously towards yourself? Just let the future be and don't have to worry about it too much. Every single problem that I stumble upon, I have two options. Number one, I definitely gonna figure it out soon. I don't have to overthink. So let that be future Anissa's problem. Number two, I can't actually solve this problem because it is a problem that is on someone else or something. So my only solution is to just acknowledge my feelings, because my feelings are important as well, and then just let it go. Because the art of letting go certain things is very hard to master actually. And I feel like once you get the hang of it, that is definitely a superpower, man. I actually recorded one of the most unnecessary hurdle that I had to go through, so cue to that. Of course, I learned lots of things while I'm here in Japan. I learned a lot about myself. I learned to live alone better. I learned a lot about myself in general, and I'm gonna make a video out of it soon. One silly thing that I learned about myself is that I really can cope with a lot of things. I can cope with a lot of things, especially when I have like a lot of trouble. I can do it alone if I just stay calm, because I'm an anxious person, so I need to like take a breather and I'll be fine. I'll just smile it off. And what else? I need to prioritize other people less. Of course, this is a silly mistake. Of course, I'm not gonna repeat it again, but I am a person who learns from actual lessons that I've been through. So at least that's a mental note for me. I'll be fine. The fact that I can move alone. This travel in particular made me realize that how much in Malaysia, even when I'm in university, while I'm alone and navigating myself around, I'm the happiest when I'm alone. Not to say that I'm disregarding my friends and whatsoever. I love them with my entire heart, but most of the times when I'm out with someone which I'm kind of not comfortable with, it's 8 times out of 10 it's because that I'm doing it as the people pleaser person I am. I kind of force myself to be there in the name of making connections. So what I learned from the Tokyo trip is that not everyone could actually deal with what you like and what you don't like, and that is completely normal. And the only way for you to address that situation is by understanding that it is okay for you to be alone and going to places that you love just because you want to do it. I realized that there's so much more places that I personally want to visit but not necessarily interesting for other people, like the Science Museum and the Natural History Museum, and I didn't get to visit that because I know if I were to go there with friends, they might get bored. My principle is, if there's no purpose of me going out, I'm not gonna go out. So if I want to go out, it's either because I want to catch up with my friends, or because I want to network with someone, or because of like jobs basically. So that is very bad because it ends up me not being able to go to places and genuinely enjoy what is over there, because I keep trying to, make sure that other people are feeling okay and whatsoever, just because naturally by default I am a people pleaser. So that kind of sucks. Now I feel like once I go back to university, I definitely want to go to so many other places, and if I go there alone, I definitely can spend time in like certain corners more. I can walk around the city at some places, not worrying about other people whether they're comfortable or not, and I can just prioritize myself. And I think that's beautiful, and I feel like it's something that I need to conquer in order for me to be happier alone. It's a beautiful neighborhood that I stayed at. I didn't really get to explore this place sadly because I was so tired, I was so exhausted, and I already had plans for the day to go to the beach. So yeah, all I can reminisce is from this little video from my almost lost GoPro. I really don't know if it's clear. I hope it is. And basically, the Babble and Journal series has started 5 years ago when I was 16 years old, and I uploaded a video, but I didn't set it to public. But when I feel down, I will definitely look back at the video and look back at my mindset and be like, wow, that is what made who I am right now. And I feel like I am so mature for a 16-year-old. So I'm going to publicize that video right now, so feel free to watch it. I think so, yeah, over here. Set, tengah record. 5 minutes. Huh? Tengok email dekat mana? But basically what I'm trying to say is that whatever it is, how down you feel right now or how happy you feel right now, the foundation of whatever step you take next is definitely your mindset. So make sure you have a positive outlook in anything that you do. And let me just share one of the things that I listed over here about the things that I definitely want to do before I become a zombie. I'm not gonna go chronologically, but number one, it's I want to master communicating in Mandarin. I want to master basic Bahasa Isyarat Malaysia. It's basically ASL, but in Malaysia. I get to where I am right now because I have a voice, and it's unfair for me to not learn the voice of the people who actually don't have a voice. So I feel like the need to learn sign language tough, but I want to be a director for an event. This is not 100 list, of course, but I feel like it's one of the lists that it's quite interesting for me to keep adding on throughout my days. Most of the things that I listed for my 2023 goals, they're all already achieved, man. It's crazy. That is all from me for the video right now. I hope you enjoy the very chatty video. I hope I'm not talking too fast. That is all from me. Bye. Okay, I don't know if you want to listen to this, but we had trouble with space at the capsule hotel. So we prayed that we get space, and guess what? The next location was miles away, and we walked 1 kilometer with, like, for me, I think it's 27 kilograms of luggage. And look at the space we got. And this place has no bed. It has tatami mats. How are you still walking, Aishi? You already. I sumpah tak tahu nak gelak ke nak nangis sekarang ni.